We are live in Zoom now to find us live on YouTube. Yes, there we are. I would like to say good morning, but I cannot because it is afternoon, even though this does say morning mojo. I've had the room open for a bit and I had a little chat before this with another team member. And so it's gone over into the afternoon. But my name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to New Light Streaming Love. Today is Sunday, March the 2nd. 2025. And again, as you guys can see, I just couldn't pull it together, man. So for the live intuitive hangout session. And I'm not going to promise those anymore. I'm just going to, when the energy feels right, I'm going to go live. And if somebody shows, they show. If they don't, they don't. And I'm not going to worry about it because I kind of torture myself by saying I'm going to do it. And then I just can't. I can't seem to make it happen for whatever the reasons, and there have been multiple. So, all I can say about that is if you have attended a live intuitive hangout session and you would like to participate, the best way I can say that that will happen is either become my friend on Facebook so that you can be notified that way, or subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit the notification bell so that when I do go live, you get a notification of it. Because there's been multiple times this week that I really wanted to do, but I just could not seem to. By the time the evening rolled around, I was just too exhausted. Wow, I cannot believe this card came out again. Spirit Dancer was the very first card that came out on and I've just sat here and did all this shuffling. So that's very interesting that she come out again today. I've had that a couple of times this week with different cards. In the surrender deck, the last two times, the okay, this makes even more sense. The Singer of Transfiguration has also appeared. I feel on a very real and deep level that at least with me personally, and I suspect with everyone on the planet, there is some huge transformational energies happening, which is why I really haven't been able to make it to do a live intuitive hangout session by the time the evening rolls around. For me personally, ever since the sun released those big CMEs on Monday, it seems like I know that it interacts with the Earth's magnetic field. I'm also quite aware that that does something to me most of the time. And I've been having the kind of heart palpitations that, just wear you out. It's not a constant thing. It arises out of nowhere. And so I've really just been trying to take it easy. Um, and moving through it as best I can, right? There's still quite a lot to do here in the house as a result of our move, and I just have to take it, small bites at a time. And so again, that's it's not an excuse, but it is definitely the reason why you haven't seen me. Oh, wow. This is the first time this one's come out, and it's the same card number as Spirit Dancer. And this is Earth, Water, Lake, Earth. And this one is from the Alchemy Elementals deck by Shaman Durek. Very interesting that that came out today. Um, Instead of the Remy deck, I am inspired to use the Journey of Love deck, which is by the same author and artist. Ah, hello, Mark. I'm so glad you were able to join today. It's a little bit later than I normally do for these in the morning. Hence the morning mojo is on there, but it's definitely not morning. Oh, this one. Okay. And what is this? Ooh, contemplation. Oh, I love this card. Okay, so as I said, I just feel as though there's so much in the field. And of course, it affects each being differently. You know, as according to what, where someone is in their health journey. Like with me, there's been a lot of damage done to my physical vessel, damage that, I absolutely caused. Oh, I love this surrender to joy. That's my favorite type of surrender. Which, like I said, the last two times that used the surrender deck, I had surrender negative thinking came out both times. And the last time that it came out, the last time I was here, so did Spirit Dancer. So we're going to do Spirit Dancer first because obviously she had to make herself known again today. And again, this is card number 36. That's a 9 numerologically. And she is part of the fairy guides and guardians. Oh, I bet this is another reason it came out. As I was looking at the key words here, I'm reminded that the key words for this card are self-expression, freedom, and exploration. And each of us, and this is something I've struggled with for myself, every each and every one of us are individuated portions of the all that is. Personalities in a vessel. These personalities, at least for me, right, that which calls itself Sheila, um, has had a lifetime, 63 full years of experiences, which play into every single thing that I think, feel, say, do. Um, it serves to form my perspective on things. And which goes also into that self-expression. It is a holdover, I feel, of the programming and conditioning we've all received when we think we know best for someone else. And trust me when I tell you, I had to come to some pretty painful conclusions before I realized that something can be right for me and wrong for someone else. That those two things are not. I mean, it's just not always one way. Just because it's right for me does not mean that it would be right for someone else. or that it would even be good or healthy or anything like that, right? That's a holdover of the conformity that we are taught from very young. Don't you want to be like your big sister, your your mom, your dad, those kinds of things. I just want to be normal. I just want, I want to be accepted in, society at large, the friend groups, whatever they are, right? And then the final word there of exploration, exploring what is good and right for each. So the spirit dancer understands both sides of self expression. In the first stage, we get our inner vision, feelings, and creative impulse out into the world through our art, whatever that is. Then our expressions are reflected back to us from the mirror of other people's perceptions, and we discover what our art awakens in them. First and foremost, most important for many of us, we learn, grow, and lead more satisfying lives if we have ways of expressing our inner world. Such expressions can be a way of helping ourselves better understand our feelings and experiences. And personally, I can tell you that blocking those or stuffing them down is not healthy, at least not for me. Again, your individual mileage absolutely will vary. Or they can be a way of getting pain out where we can look at it and let it begin to heal. Creative expression is a method of exploring our own truth, bringing it into the light so that we can see it more clearly and maintain sanity. The key words here are explore, experiment, and express. This fairy cryptically remarked to one oracle reader, the death of spirit dancer is perfection. Second, creative expression is a way of sharing and letting others see more of our true selves. It is a way that we can reach out from this illusion of separation and reaffirm our essential connections with one another. When we share a dance, a painting, or a poem with others, we do so with the hope that they will see something of what we have put into it, and that our experience will that their experience will echo ours in some way. And that's where it kind of all goes awry, right? When we think the way we see things is the right way for everyone, which in fact, that can never be. And that's where I always ended up getting into myself into trouble. But if we have done well, uh, we will be able to add something to their experience. At the same time, we understand that their slant on things is a bit different, and that what they reflect back to us by their response will perhaps contain something we haven't seen about our own experience, a new insight, a different view, an expression of our picture of reality. So, this side of creative expression, the sharing part, enriches us in a different way than the actual creation. I have never written a poem or sculpted something without the experience changing me and then changing me again when I shared it with others. This is something I've heard many others say, including many who do not consider themselves real artists or real writers. Spirit Dancer encourages us to take creative action from our place of personal power. the inner core of true feelings and understanding within us. She wants us to clarify our vision, find the creative potential that lies hidden in paradox, confusion, and chaos, and turn these into a free flowing, finely balanced, evolving order. She wants to aid us in making our best fantasies real. She also is very enthusiastic about helping us to learn to dance well with the fairies if we don't already know how. And if we do know how, she would still be delighted to dance with us just for the fun of it. Step out boldly. Now is the time to focus and really concentrate on a project or a process, especially one involving the creative arts. Spontaneity balanced by self discipline will help us achieve our goals. Strive for elegance and simplicity. This is a time to bring out and share qualities that we have nurtured in private. So for me, the fact that this card has appeared multiple times just in a matter of days, right? Just the very last reading that I did, she came out is very interesting to me. And so for me, I'm being told, I feel that it's time for me to go back to some of the projects and creative outlets that I've been exploring and have put on hold for some time, while we got moved and all of that. And I'm going to go ahead and speak to this card, Surrender to Joy. A key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. The truth of the matter is, I have heard that because I always end every time I come here with just that. I hope that you will move towards that which brings you joy in each moment that presents itself to you. Even if it's a moment that you look at it and you say, but Sheila, there is no joy in what is happening right now to me. It's horrific. Can't you see that? And to which I would say, well, yes, but isn't there more than one way to look at every single thing? It is a choice to look at anything, doesn't matter what it is. And if I can't, then I encourage myself and you to allow yourself some time to do just that. Step back, step over to one side, view it from a different perspective, and see if one way of looking at it couldn't be just a tad more joyful. Because if indeed what we think about, we bring about, that puts a whole new spin on how we look at something. Even what those things that I might have labeled horrific as they were happening to me in the moment. And so before we leave the fairies, we're going to jump right to the Singer of Transfiguration, which is card number 11. Interestingly enough, that is a master number. The key words for the Singer of Transfiguration is transformation. Interesting how it sort of looks like a phoenix, doesn't it? To me, it does. Transformation, transcendence, metamorphosis are the key words for this card. The Singer of Transfiguration, I need to make sure I have a little bookmark there, tells us that we have been through the gate. We have passed through the initiation process, which we did have the Singer of Initiation just I don't know if it was the last reading or the reading before. The singer of initiation did come out. So very interesting that we have passed through the initiation process and we have reached a new way of being. And I have heard that stated from different characters on Facebook, folks that are very intuitive and share what they're getting. Reached a new way of being, reflecting deep transformation within ourselves. Things will never again be what they once were. Wow, I just stated to a friend of mine that things feel so different. Not even 1 hour ago, I said those words in a private message to her. It was to Crystal, actually, New Light Streaming Love team member. Things will never be seen in the same way by us, and this is a good thing. This singer's joyful, passionate, bright blaze of color heralds a time of fulfillment and accomplishment. As with other singers, the power and joy of this one radiates especially strongly to the things and beings symbolized by the cards around it, which I think is very interesting because we have Spirit Dancer, who absolutely looks like she is in flight. That is a moving in flight card. And then we also got this card with the eagle. Oh, and this one of the key words for this card was freedom. The eagle has always represented freedom for me anyway, having living in the United States. Wow. Okay. All right. See how this is shaping up here. Hmm. Like the reborn, renewed phoenix, this singer is aflame with vibrant, expanded life. There really isn't much I can say about this. Not even the fairies seem to have anything to add. They're just sitting around here smiling blissfully, even old G. Doom, and humming an ethereal and beautiful melody. And the cat in my lap, Sylvie, is purring so loudly it sounds like she is singing, as indeed she is. So are we all. Jackpot. This card in a reading signifies the joy of success after a time of struggle. A new way of life has been accepted and is being integrated. A sense of inner peace is growing. The struggle has all been worth it. This is a time of consolidation and joy and is both a reward for past achievements and a time of preparation for the next climb up the path. Wow. in, co- in combination with this card today, I would say this is shaping up to be quite the reading, if you ask me. Wow. Okay. So let's pull out the Shaman Direct, the Alchemy Elementals next, and take a look at this Water, Lake, Earth card and see what we have here. Because also the Water, Lake, Earth card was the same number as Spirit Dancer, and I find that quite interesting. Card number 36. Water, Lake, Earth. Okay. Okay, that can't be right because that's the wrong picture. Water, lake, earth. Okay. Yeah, I saw the wrong one. Okay. There we go. Human connection is healthy and inspiring and wonderful when it's coming from a healthy place. But a lot of the time, humans reach out to connect with one another, not because they have anything to give or are even in a place to connect in an authentic way, but because they just don't want to be alone. That's not healthy. That's not healthy connection. That's codependent bullshit. It's fine if you want to reach out to a friend for a conversation or a picnic, but make sure you're not reaching out to avoid being with yourself. Oh my, that's really interesting since the very last card is contemplation. Wow. And the way these are just rolling through here and the way they wanted to be read, very interesting indeed. Huh. It's fine if you want to reach out to a friend for a conversation or a picnic, but make sure you're not reaching out to avoid being with yourself. Genuine connection arises out of stillness. Anchor yourself in your own stillness and your own connection with nature before picking up the phone and inviting that friend to meet for a cup of tea, meet up for tea. Only when you've grounded yourself in your own foundation will you truly be available for authentic connection. Wow, I think that's absolutely so. Wow. That is not at all what I would have expected from this card. But just the very fact that, again, and you can tell from the depiction here that the eagle is depicted as being in flight. I don't know if you can pick it up, but there's some art here that would indicate that it's supposed to be an active and moving card, the same as what I feel for this, and the fact that the key word here was freedom, right? Not to mention, this card talked all about how the art, as shared, then the person mirrors it back to you. And look at here, the mirror in the water. Wow, there's a lot of connection in these two cards, even in the coloring, really. I mean, there is some green in this card, but a lot more browns and whatnot. Wow, okay. All right, so now we'll look at the last card. Today is the first Sunday of the month, and I do a family get together in Zoom for all of my extended family that live all across the US. So, that's one of the reasons why this is kind of going pretty quickly, as it starts at 2 o'clock. I highly recommend for those of you who are not you know, proficient in Zoom or whatever, it's free. You can get it as a download, and you can meet up with your friends and family in Zoom. I believe a free account, you can have meetings for I don't know what it is now. It used to be that there was a time limit of about 40 minutes. I don't even know. I don't think there's a time limit anymore, but I think recording is a time limit. But I highly recommend it because if you are far from your family, friends, anybody like that, it offers you a connection. To me, it's the next best thing to being there. And, there's so much that gets left out of conversation if you can't eyeball the person. To me, anyway. I mean, that's just the way I feel about it. And I highly recommend that for anyone who feels disconnected from friends, family, that sort of thing. So this is card number 69. This is that a 6? Yeah, that ends up being a 6, which is love, harmony, balance. And it is contemplation, which again, boy, oh boy, it feels to me like one could contemplate. And it talked about contemplation and all of that in this one, being grounded within oneself. Within you, there is a question arising. When you get the question right, the answer will be self-evident. But you have to plunge your consciousness deep within to find the right question, to articulate it clearly and understand what it is that you are really asking. I highly recommend that one do question themselves. That's one of the things that I just absolutely adore about Crystal Hemphill, team member of New Light Streaming Love. She has created, and I highly recommend that you go to knewlightstreaming.love, to the website there, take a look around at everything that Journey Into It, that is her other name. She has all kinds of things there and links to some of her things that she's created, some shadow work programs. And I'm telling you, she assisted me quite a bit with becoming more adept at questioning myself. Because if you ask yourself questions and you really tune into yourself, see, for me, that's what these cards are all about, a tool to help me get in here and really hear me. And that's where it all comes from, within. And it's just a matter of focus and attention. And the more we do this deep diving that this is talking about, that consciousness deep within and finding that right question, is so rewarding. And it can be painful, no doubt, but it's also quite rewarding on the other side. That question within you is actually a divine gift of awakening. It is your future awakened self waiting to be found and calling to you too. Let the question arise through dreams, dance, meditation, sleep, yoga, time in nature, swimming in the ocean, bathing in an aromatherapy bath, or receiving a hot stone massage. The question holds within it the next unfolding petal of the lotus of your being. I think that's so true. This oracle brings you an invitation to enter into the mystery of your life and your being, and to allow the biggest question you can summon to emerge from your heart and be expressed through love. Your question may emerge as clear and shining, or soft and yielding, a question with no words, only feeling. Whether truth emerges, whatever truth emerges, let that be your contemplation. In response to that question, the next step forward will unfold before you, revealed in perfect clarity and perfect timing. This oracle brings you a message from your own divine nature. Come sit with me and breathe. I want to ask you something. I want you to ask me something. Together, there is a conversation that we are to have now, and there will be beautiful accord between us that overflows into all of your relationships, bringing more understanding and peace. Wow. What a reading today. And I will have time to do just some of that right before I go in with my family. There's a little poem here. Patterns break through the night in beams of light awakening, memories of walking on sand, moments waves replace, waiting for another passerby. Reflections, time to look outward, in, to find those hidden spaces, residing alone, waiting for a twin soul, waiting for myself. Ah, that is at the core of it for me. I'll be honest with you. I have over the last years here, whether it's been on this channel, on Sassy Seer Sheila, on Corona Rising, on Conscious Conversation Central, it's all been about more of me into me, getting to the inner me, hearing me. I never allowed myself the opportunity to get to know me on any sort of level as I was young. It was ridiculous, and I didn't even realize what any of that was about. Oh, such beauty, such wondrousness to behold. Wow, that what a reading today. I hope that if you found yourself here live, that this was helpful for you. If you are watching this later, I hope that it was. Oh yeah, I did record it. Good. I'm going to put this over on Sassy Seer Sheila too. And if you are watching this as a recording on Sassy Seer Sheila, highly recommend you be subscribed in both places. Everything has changed on some fundamental level, and I have no idea what is going to be moving forward. And so, if you find any of this helpful and you want to continue to follow, make sure that you're subscribed to both places. Make sure you have the notification bell hit because I'm not going to say that I'm going to do it and then not anymore because I don't like the way that feels for myself. I feel like I'm letting folks down when I say I'm going to do something and then I can't because I just don't feel well. So I'm just not going to be doing that anymore. I will come and do an intuitive hangout session, hopefully very soon, because I do enjoy those and they are so helpful to me. And I know some of you have said that they're helpful to you as well. I am still, trying to have folks sign up to participate in my next iteration, a totally separate book club that I want to start where we get together 2 hours a week and read this book together. It's something that I really enjoy. Still have no takers, so I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. I guess maybe I'll just have to read it on my own. But I so enjoy doing that. Um, I think it's just the timing hasn't been right for that for some reason. So if you're interested in that, make sure that you send me an email to consciousconversationcentral@gmail.com. Give me your time zone that you're in and whether you like morning or evening, and if there's any days of the week that would work best for you, because no decisions have been made about that. And if it ends up that I have enough folks, which that's what I would really love, I'll even do two, one in the morning and one at night. So I guess that's it for this one. I hope that, like I said, you will move towards that which brings you joy in each moment that presents itself to you. It really is just a matter of perspective and your perception of your perspective as you move through life. And it's absolutely a choice. Absolutely a choice in my view anyway. Um, so until we meet again, mwah, be well, my friends. Have a lovely rest of your Sunday.